Hey, welcome to Hellcat's Spin Arcade. Now I'm gonna get out of the habit of counting these. I said last time I was gonna stop counting, and apparently I didn't. And we're going back to Final Fantasy VI or 3 for the Nintendo. Super Nintendo. We're just on the Veldt, which is where Gao gets most of his fighting ability, so I'm going to be doing a bit of grinding on there. Maybe picking up some extra... hopefully some extra good items. Sorry, I got some congestion going on. Let's see. This kind of takes a... that I've heard about. I'm not gonna... This plays a major story later in the second half of the story. And this is where you spend quite a bit amount of money to send letters to the girlfriend. Plenty of those. Anything extra here? I don't think so. All right. And I think whenever Gao leaves and comes back, he takes the abilities of both sets of characters, the ones he leapt into and the ones he emerged from. You don't earn any experience here. It's all magic points and not magic points. Yeah, magic points. And his fighting ability. And of course, with my with my cheat being in there, they drop a random item every enemy I defeat. Could be anything from a tonic to, you know, the strongest weapon in the game. In fact, that's why my brawler is actually using a sword right now. Oh, actually, that's probably a good idea. If I get the curse shield, the 250 fights with the curse shield, and it becomes the paladin shield. But let's get going to Now, because we're being nice to him, he offered to give us a treasure, and we're on the hunt for it right now. And Gao's a dick. Hey, Terry. You got audio?
Let me check.
Okay, I can hear you.
I think I forgot to change the microphone from one computer to the other.
Ah.
So that was the laptop's built-in microphone you were hearing, but that's not a very good one.
Gotcha.
How's things with you?
No, not too bad. I figured after my exchange with Prospero, I'm just gonna leave politics up to the people who know what they're fucking talking about.
I saw that.
Because I mean, I've always thought that our political counting, because people always talk about the popular vote, popular this, popular vote that, and I always thought it was the way it's supposed to go is you have your popular vote, and then you have the results of the popular vote is what the electorate is supposed to put in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, clearly the last few years haven't been proof of that, so, yeah.
Well, so, as I understand it, the popular vote in each state, so you can lose the popular vote, but if you win the right states, you can win the election all the same. So, like, California is worth a whole bunch of points, but relative to its population, it's actually a fairly low ratio. So the smaller states are actually more bang for your buck in terms of electoral votes.
Yeah, I have no idea how it works anymore, so I'm just gonna...
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm Australian, so I'm just going by what I've heard. I think...
I'm gonna live in my ignorance as a mixed race dude.
Well, I think being mixed race means that you get the worst of both worlds. You're too white to appeal to the left, and not white enough to appeal to the far right.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you drew the short straw there.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know like what my racial background would be. Like I know my grandparents were, on my dad's side, were born in Egypt but were Greek, but I don't know anything past that. And my mum was adopted, so I got no idea what her side of the family is. So I could be anything. I'm just.
So yeah, I figured I would go through this and at least get through the first big fight with Kefka.
Cool.
And yeah, go from there.
See, I was telling you in DMs, I hate games where you spend half of the game getting everything, and then they just take it away from you, and it's like, okay, get it again.
Yeah.
No, fuck off. I did it once. And so I refused to play the second half of this game. It's like, I got to the World of Ruin, and it's like, you know what? No. I'm not getting everyone back. Which is a shame, because it's a great game. It's just that, don't do that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, did my explanation of anything hit a chord yesterday? Or I should say last night?
Yeah, the combination of games you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's still a bit fuzzy in my head, but like with Samurai Showdown, were you like having an actual like one-on-one fight?
Yeah, but it's kind of like Street Fighter style.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have your energy, because the way their duel system goes is for Suikoden is you have attack, defend, and special, and then depending on what the guy says, is what the guy's gonna do.
Okay.
So he could, if he's, and then they have some characters that don't say anything, so you have to like completely guess. And so they have, where like you'll have one guy who's just like, oh, I gotta save my energy or something like that, and it means he's gonna defend.
Right.
So if you choose your special attack, he's gonna counter that.
Aha.
If you push attack, he'll just do a simple attack on the character. And if you pick defend, you guys just stare at each other for a round.
So is it kind of like scissors paper rock, where like attack beats special, special beats defend, and defend beats attack?
Well, yeah, it's attack beats defend, defend beats special, and yeah, there's really no, you can't beat defend, so.
Oh, you can't.
So you kind of just, if you think the guy's going to do a special attack, you push defend and hope that you're right.
Yeah. So there's nothing that beats defend. That seems like a bit of a broken system then.
Well, I mean, defend pretty much, it counters the special, but it won't do anything against. It's not an attack. It's just you standing there, not doing anything.
So if they do a special move and you defend, do you just take 0 damage, or do you actually do a counter attack and hit them back?
You do a counter attack and it hits them back.
Right.
So,
and
yeah.
But if the opponent did nothing but defend, how would you defeat that?
You would have to attack.
But I thought defending beat attacks.
Well, it's kind of weird. Like,
it sounds very weird. It doesn't sound like
I'm probably explaining it wrong.
Because I could understand if it was like the traditional scissors paper rock, where like special moves can't be defended because they're special, but they're slow, so a normal attack will hit them first.
Yeah.
That kind of thing I can understand but if you're saying nothing beats defend, then just defend. And then when the computer inevitably does a special attack, you get a free counter hit.
That's true, but if they do nothing but attack, you just threw your character away. Pretty much.
How so? I mean, if you're just defending and they're just attacking, isn't it just nothing happening?
Because there's I'd have to see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find. Let's oh. I'll find a. Oh, here's one for 5.
Okay. It's, I do remember Samurai Showdown. That was a fun game back in the day.
So it's window capture. Okay. Make sure that's showing what it wants. Okay. So we'll.
YouTube wants you to try upgrading to the paid version.
Yeah. Good luck. So this one's from 5. Can you hear that all right?
I can't hear it, but I can see the screen.
Okay.
If there's anything I need to hear,
not really. But I mean, they do talk to each other, but it's also subtitled.
Yeah, there's the little box at the bottom. It says
Yeah.
what they're saying.
You can't defeat me in that condition. Surely you realize that.
I won't know until I try.
Let me give you the chance to realize what shape you're in.
And,
So that's a normal attack with a guard.
Is that the best you can do? A move like that wouldn't affect me. Anything wrong?
Anything wrong with you?
so it is the scissors paper rock thing. Like there's a little triangle that comes up.
Yeah.
It
If you're in
disappears
that
very
much
quickly.
pain, why
But
don't I just end this right now?
if you paused it when that was on the screen, you could see
I
it
see right through you.
was like, yeah, it was just on.
Well, what a
briefly.
surprise.
Something
Maybe I was a little
one
too
beats
careless.
another, and it's like in a triangle. It's what I thought it was.
Now it's my turn to make a move.
Now see, on this one, if you attack, there's a gauge you have, and seeing that
very
he did
well.
a special
I
against
guess
the
I should
regular
stop
attack,
going
it'll
easy.
block his attack.
Yeah. So it says attack beats guard, guard beats special, and special beats attack. So that's what I thought. That makes more sense.
And
I
super
really
move will
do
just
wish
fuck you
you'd
up.
try a little harder.
Well, you'd hope so.
Yeah.
But no, that makes more sense if it's scissors, paper, rock.
Is that the best you can do?
'Cause,
We better end this right away.
that's sort of like the tried and true.
I see right through you.
A lot of
Well,
games use
what a
that as the
surprise.
basis of
I didn't think
their,
you'd be able to counter that.
Yeah.
their sort of countering system. Because it guarantees that anything you do, there is a counter that the opponent can do to stop
Still
you.
standing, huh? But will you be able to withstand this?
And being that he was at the end of
did.
his health anyway, he was pretty much screwed.
Yeah. There's a card game called Yomi where they straight up admit this is scissors paper rock with extra rules.
Nice.
The attacks beat throws, throws beat blocks, and blocks beat attacks. And it's like they've got fancy rules for what happens when you actually hit someone, and when you block an attack and all that. But the very crux of the game is scissors paper rock.
That's gonna be real funny because I know I'm gonna get a copyright claim on that on that video.
Really?
It the last 2 times I've shown videos, I've gotten copyright claims.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I am almost guaranteed that I will be. It's a pain in the ass.
Yes. I got to. It was like, do you remember Jonathan McIntosh, the guy that used to work for Feminist Frequency?
Yeah.
He got stung with a fake copyright thing. So I got to show how non-partisan I am. I retweeted his thing saying, you know, your daily reminder that YouTube sucks. Because I don't like Jonathan McIntosh, but I don't like people getting screwed over by fake copyright claims either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was surprise. I hadn't heard anything about him in years, and suddenly there he is on Twitter. It's like my thing got copyright claimed unfairly. It's like, well, that sucks. But, so, which of the Final Fantasy games have you played? I mean, obviously 6, but besides 6.
All of 1 through 9.
Cool.
Except for 3. I actually haven't played 3.
Don't feel like you have to. It's not very good.
That's what I was told. A friend of mine got it because he was intrigued and he bought it for his phone.
Yeah, I got mine on Steam.
It's the same thing.
It's the same game. The main issue I had is it's very grindy. Like there are points where you'll just hit a brick wall and you have no choice but to just sit there level grinding for a few days to get, 5 or 6 levels higher so you can continue. And like that was fine on the NES. That's like all you had at the time. But I don't have patience for that anymore. Like, there's games that don't make you do that.
Well, that's like with 2.
2 was garbage.
Yeah, you had to basically
so the more
if you wanted to power up your white magic, you had to just cast that all the time.
Yeah. The more you used a stat, the more it improved. And that was so unbalanced and broken that if you wanted to boost your hit points, your best bet was to attack yourself.
Yeah.
Like, just attack yourself and then heal, and then attack yourself and then heal, and your hit points will go up hugely. The whole system was so broken that it ruined the entire game.
Well, and then even then, the amount of money that an enemy gives you, they like you're using all your hit points or magic points, and then you have to use all the money you fought these enemies for just to go heal.
Yeah.
And then just cycle continues.
No, the only Final Fantasy on the NES that was any good was the first one, and even that had a lot of grinding in it, but it's easier to make allowances for because it was the first one. They didn't know what they were doing yet. I like the job system in 3. It's just that everything else surrounding it was so shit that it kind of... Just play 5 if you want to use the job system.
Five was good. I like that one.
Yeah. 4 was mediocre. It was like... I didn't like that you couldn't choose your party. Like, the story dictated which characters were in your team at any given point.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. 5 was good. 6 was good until the halfway point, as we discussed. 7, 8, 9, and 10, I liked all of them. I thought all 4 of all 3 of the PlayStation and the first PlayStation 2 were all excellent. 11 was an MMO, so I refused to play it. 12 and 13 and 15 were all crap. And 14 was another MMO.
13, I liked until I got to the open area.
Oh,
And then I'm like, nope, we're done. Like, it was so, like, you're powering up your guys. And then you're like, all right, so let's, like, where do I go first? And I'm just like, well, let's just, we'll find some enemies to attack. And then you get attacked by a random enemy because they're just wandering the map. And if they happen to be at a higher level than you, you're fucked.
yep. See,
And
13,
it's guess and check from there.
yeah. 13, you know how I was saying 10 felt linear?
Yeah.
Even though they're all fairly linear, 10 felt it. 13 is the most linear game in terms of feel, because even 10 let you have like branching paths. Like the branches didn't go anywhere, but you could go down them and you could like find stuff. 13 is a straight line, and it's like doesn't even hide that fact. You know, I reckon it's not having a world map is what does it. If you have a world map, it feels like you can explore even if there's nothing to do other than the next story point. You can walk around, it feels like you've got that freedom. Whereas in 10 and 13, there's no world map. And so it feels like you're being dragged along a straight line. Oh, hey, Mr. Scott.
Cockwaffle. Okay. All right then.
I didn't know that's what that was saying. I just thought it was generic emojis.
Well, I mean, it's the eggplant emoji with a waffle. So I figured. Oh, you got a curse shield, so we're good there. We'll give you Excalibur. And I'm going to give you...
Are you playing the normal one, or are you doing your modded anything can be a loot drop?
I got it to where everything's every enemy you fight drops an item. So yeah, I don't fuck around.
I didn't even know there was a Jumanji 2 and 3, Evil Jonathan. I think I watched the first one and it was okay. I didn't know there was a sequel or a third one.
And you've got the other curse shield, so we're good there. Oh,
It is funny to think I haven't liked the Final Fantasy game since 10. That's crazy. Like 13 and 15 were bad, and 11 and 14 were MMOs. And 12, so 12, 13, and 15, I should say, weren't very good. And 11 and 14 were MMOs. It's been 20 years since there's been a good Final Fantasy game. That is crazy.
get out of here, Mog. I don't need your help.
And yes, this is Final Fantasy VI, Evil Jonathan. Got to get used to calling you that now.
Thief in the middle.
Mr. Scott has been trolling Satsu with penis waffle articles and questions because he knows he can't stop visualizing things.
Yeah,
That is hilarious.
I'm kind of the same way. It's yeah, it's bad because there are sometimes I'll tell a joke, and I'm like, oh god, I shouldn't have said that.
See, I am the exact opposite. I have no ability to visualize things at all. So people will say stuff and everyone's going, "Ugh, gross," and I'm like, yeah, what's the big deal? Because I have no visual image of the disgusting thing that they were talking about.
Alright, and then I just let him come to me.
But, and we need to ban Corsten, he's lying in chat.
Hey, Costin.
Damn it. What's all these notifications? Go away.
All of the notifications.
I don't know why. I got a whole bunch of notifications about YouTube videos that were uploaded yesterday. I don't care. Go away. But yeah, I've been playing Blaze Blue lately, which is kind of like Street Fighter, but more anime.
Yeah, I downloaded one of them because it was a free game, so I was like, yeah, let's see what this is about. And yeah, it doesn't have any explanation, no moves or anything, so I'm like, I'll get back to you.
Well, depending which one it was, because the one I'm playing has a command list. If you pause the game, you can see and it's got a tutorial and it's got a training mode. So the one I'm playing does give you not all the information that you need, but enough to get started. If you want to get really into it, then there's a wiki that has frame data and strategies and combos and all that shit. But the game itself gives you the basics. It does actually explain everything.
Nice.
So I don't know which one you have.
It's some fighting game. That's I don't really know.
Yeah, that's alright. The problem I have with Blaze Blue is there's so many systems that I just don't use half of them. I'll block, but I never use the barrier block because I just never think to use it. And I never use the golden burst or the Roman cancel with Guilty Gear. Rapid cancel is the Blaze Blue one. I never use any of that shit. And I'm sure that if I did, I'd be 10 times better at the game, but it's just way too much to take in.
Nice, Mr. Scott.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never actually watched Monkey or Satsu on their game streams. Because they're usually playing games I don't care about. And if someone's playing a game I don't care about, I need to really, really be friends with that person. So, when you were playing 7 Days, I'd watch the stream, not for the game, but just to hang out with you, but I'm not going to do that with Monkey and Satsu.
Yeah, when they were doing that a while ago, I could watch it, but it just got boring after a while. Understandably, I mean, the game itself is kind of
Shit.
meh. Well, no, it's just I don't think they have a story to it yet, and I think until they do, it's not going to be good.
Well, yeah, I found it incredibly boring. Like even that Phasmophobia, it might be more fun to play than to watch, but like all I see is people either pretending to be scared or legitimately getting scared by nothing. And it's like, I don't know. Given what I understand of the game, it seems like it should be trivial. Like you just do the tests, see which ones give results, and then that's your ghost.
Yes and no. I think it's just the moreover, like, and it's the thought about kind of putting yourself into the game.
See, that is something I'm terrible at. I can't get immersed in a game in that way. There's always a layer of separation between me and the game where I know that it's not real and it's just a game. And
yeah, I mean,
like,
there is a fear, not for the pun, but there's sort of a fear factor to it. Where, I mean, you know, it's not going to be as big of a deal as it is.
yeah.
But it's still, I mean, you're walking through a door, and all of a sudden this, thing pops up in front of you and starts burping in your ear. That's not going to be a good time.
So do you need headphones to play that game then?
It helps.
Because, yeah, for it to burp in your ear, if you've just got, like, speakers, I don't know how that would work. It would just be, like, burping. It wouldn't be burping in your ear. Because I never use headphones for anything, really. And I agree with Mr. Scott. If you had to actually, like, defeat or capture the ghost, and identifying it was the first step to doing that, I'd like the game a lot more. As it is, it seems like... yeah,
you're just going in, leaving shit behind, and then just taking off.
Yeah. Like, you walk in, you drop the book, you come back later, oh look, there's writing in it. We can tick that off the list. Or... I forget what the other ones are. The book is the one I remember, because it's
the
like
book,
the most...
the spirit orbs, the cameras.
Yeah. The freezing temperatures is another one I remember.
Yeah.
But like it seems like, okay, you go in with the thermometer. Oh look, it is cold. Okay, tick. And like I said, it's probably more fun to play than to watch, but it seems like there's not much to it.
I think, well, being that it is in its alpha phase, or it's a beta, or whatever they want to call it.
It's still in early access,
yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
That's like with This Land Is Our Land. It's early access still, and that came out a couple years ago. And it's pretty much like you go out, you gather stuff, you bring it back, you go out, you if you happen upon a settlement, you can sneak in and kill people and take their stuff. But I don't think there's any real kind of goal to it. It's right now. It's just
I definitely need a goal. I can't do games where the point is just do whatever you want. Like The Sims isn't a game as far as I'm concerned. I don't understand the point of it. But people love it. It's just is very much not for me because it's so aimless. Mr. Scott is saying it's a one-man development team. Look, I've got a lot of respect for the guy, but that doesn't make the game any better. Like, it's commendable that one person can be committed enough to actually create a commercially viable game, but it doesn't mean the game's any better. That it only had one person. It's
Another Excalibur.
But, we're going to be playing Among Us on Minions this afternoon, apparently. So that is a game that I am bad at. Like, extremely bad at that game. So I did find one imposter. I was quite happy with that. I found a dead body, and then I just said, well, this dude was leaving. Like, I walked in, and he was walking out, and there was a dead body in the room. So I reckon he did it. And then people actually listened to me, which was good.
Yeah. Or you have people like Wesley who just do it themselves.
Yeah. But I had the disadvantage of not being in the Discord. So I was using the in-game chat, and I don't think many people actually read it.
Yeah, I don't think it does either.
Because I know Vince was, because he was sharing his screen. And so the games where I wasn't playing, I could see he actually did check it.
Yeah.
But I don't think many people did, because Gabby was saying, like, I think Terry's suspicious because he hasn't said a word. It's like, well, if you read the chat...
Well, I would be if, yeah, I could say anything.
Yeah. Because I didn't realize everyone was in the Discord. Because I heard everyone talking, and I presumed they were on, like, a hangout. And then when you joined, it's like, oh, they must be on Discord. Because I figured they wouldn't just send you the link and no one else. I mean, obviously, if I could hear you talking, then
yeah,
it's probably through the Discord. But Mr. Scott, anything with social deduction, I cannot do. I do not have the correct brain to socially deduce anything.
There's no Excalibur.
I was had my friend's online birthday party because of the Corona restrictions. We were playing Among Us. Every single game, for every single vote, I abstained because I had no fucking idea who it could possibly be. I am not a social deducer. It is just not a skill that I have. It is actually quite fun watching other people play because I get to see them figure everything out, but I can't do it myself. I kind of just want to be left alone to do my tasks, and then that's the end of it. But I usually get killed trying to do that.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
It's, there's a game, Town of Salem, that I think I own, but I've never actually played because...
I have played that. I played it on mobile, and it sucks. Games like that suck on mobile. Period. Like,
yeah.
Just because... it relies on chat.
Yes.
And you have to, like, type on your phone, correct any kind of spelling type errors that you have, because heaven forbid.
Yeah, no. I hate typing on a phone, and that's why, because I was playing Among Us on the phone. It was like, I'm trying to type stuff in the chat. It's like, in the time it takes me to say that, it's like, the conversation has shifted completely.
Yeah.
But, no, I haven't played Town of Salem, but it does look interesting. Again, I would be terrible at it, but I would enjoy watching other people like sort of work everything out and identify who was who.
I'd say Town of Salem is a lot easier than Among Us. Just for the fact that with Town of Salem, like, unless you are caught red-handed, like you can pretty much lie your way through anything.
Okay. Have you played Monster Seeking Monster, the Jackbox game?
We've tried it. Actually, we tried it together a while ago.
Well, I know I've played it. It's just I couldn't remember who with.
Because it was one of the offline nights that we had that
Right. Okay.
we were kind of like, how do we play this? I don't know.
Well, I remember the first time I ever played it would have been Sylvanus' Twitch stream, because it was like her, Sora, Ghost Dog, like a few of those people, and yeah, there's like, it's again the kind of game where I find it fascinating, but I just have the wrong brain. There's a lot of those social deduction games. It seems like a good thing to sort of build a game around. If you've got people who are actually good at that.
Yeah.
This game needs to learn how to spell Phoenix. It's not Phoenix.
Phoenix. It's like hooray for overpowered weapons that you have just before you go.
Yeah. It's don't think you won. Well, you did win. What are they talking about? Stupid. Doesn't even know what it's talking about. I have never played MechWarrior on DOS, no.
I played MechWarrior as a tabletop.
Ah. I've heard there's like a newer one, like on Steam, that's like not from the DOS ages. It's like from like 2000 and something, and that's pretty good. But well, I mean, I've heard that it's pretty good, I should say. But no, I haven't played the old one on DOS.
I find it really funny that this is an Esper right here. So you collect these throughout the game. This is one that's trapped in ice.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. To get it, you have to fight it. And when you fight it, you free it from the ice, and then it turns into the Esper and gives itself to you. And then when you summon it, it's back in the ice.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Turish. I figure since Terry has never played the second half of the game, I would play it in his stead.
Fair enough. There's yes. Yeah, I do not like games that take everything away from you halfway through.
I just wish that they had made the storyline a little better for the second half.
Fair enough. I remember Mode 7. Mode 7 was like such a big deal at the time. And it looks so cheesy now.
For which one?
Mode 7, like the graphical thing where
Oh,
the terror was flying around. That was Mode 7.
yeah.
Like everyone made such a big deal that the Super Nintendo had Mode 7 graphics. Age of Empires. I remember that. I used to play that, the first one, like when it first came out. I am bad at all real-time strategy games. I need turn-based. I need time to think. So I was bad at StarCraft. I was bad at Age of Empires. I was slightly less bad at Dawn of War. Dawn of War was the best I ever did at a real-time strategy game.
Heroes of Might and Magic 3 was my first real attempt at a real-time strategy.
That
And
was turn-based.
it was disastrous.
Well, I think Heroes of Might and Magic is turn-based, isn't it?
No. Yes. Well, yeah. At least as far as I mean, it is. Well, I guess it is.
Total War. I love the Total War series as long as they let me cheat.
Yes.
I forget. I forget which game it was. But they stopped letting you cheat, so I stopped buying them. But the first one was great because you could have like this giant woolly mammoth type thing. You could just summon it, and it would just wreck everything. It's like it was fun.
Yeah, my stepson introduced me to Rome Total War,
Yes.
and he's like, "Oh yeah, I just use this cheat code,"
Yeah.
and it was just it summoned elephants,
Yeah. That's the one I was saying.
and
The-
yeah, it was. Especially when they get attacked, they panic easily. So even when they panic, they still just destroy all the surroundings.
Yeah. I think there was one that gave you infinite money, which I used a lot because I spend a lot in those games. It's just like run out of money all the time. But no, Heroes of Might and Magic. I think 3 was the one that I liked. 2 had a better story mode. I really liked the story mode in 2, but I think 3 was the best game that I played of the Heroes of Might and Magic series. Because, in the second one, it was really cool because the whole point was to finish the campaign in the fewest number of days, but you had optional missions that obviously took time to play, so they added to your score. But they gave you bonuses that, if you used them well, could give you a lower total at the end. So you could make friends with the ogres, so that in all future maps the ogres would join you instead of fight you, and you had to decide, is it worth spending 30 days on a mission to gain that ability in all the future ones. And I thought that was really cool. But after that, they sort of just did more generic. Here's 5 missions, do them.
Yeah.
But 3 was a better game. 2 had a better story mode. 4 was garbage. I didn't like 4 at all.
I didn't really like how it didn't give you much to work with.
Yeah.
And then even afterwards, it's kind of like, it still didn't, like, oh, you just stumble upon a small group of monsters, and they will just completely destroy you.
The thing I didn't like about 4 was that you weren't able to build everything in your city. Like it would be like you can build, trebuchets or elephants, but if you build one, then it locks you out of the other. And I was like, I didn't like that. I like building my city to have everything in it. Like that's why I give myself like infinite resources, is so I can, have the fully upgraded angels and all that shit. Just
like I like having a somewhat weak starting team, like when I've got to wander the map.
Yeah.
But my town will be Fort Knox. Like there will be no like no one's gonna be fucking with my town. Like that is
Yeah.
that is a thing.
I suppose it makes sense. You kind of want to defend your town.
Oh, is Becca streaming?
She must be. Yeah. I think there's a Heroes of Might and Magic 6 now. Like they've gone up to 6.
I think they've gone up to like 10.
Let me check. Heroes of Might and Magic. Seven. It's gone up to 7.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I know. Oh no, wait. Might and Magic. I know Might and Magic, not Heroes, but
Yeah.
Might and Magic on its own had like 20. It looks like
There's a lot of those.
yeah. So Heroes goes up to 7, by the looks of things.
Because I know that there's Might and Magic X 10.
Yeah.
And then there's Messiah and Dark Messiah. And there's another one that I have that I can't think of right now. Well, there's Crusaders and Warrior. Crusaders of Might and Magic and Warriors of Might and Magic. Which are like, you play as an individual character.
Okay. Yeah, Might and Magic. So yeah, they've got up to 10 for the original series. Then they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spin-offs. Then Heroes of Might and Magic, there's 7. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 spin-offs. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the series if you want to track it all down. I've never actually played a Might and Magic game, only the Heroes stuff.
And now there you go. Sweet, you still have your shit. I forgot to unequip him before he left the last time. And I'm like, well, I hope he doesn't have anything particularly special. Which he doesn't, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I was looking at the Wikipedia page for the first Heroes of Might and Magic, and they mentioned Gazillionaire. Like, oh my god, I remember that game. Did you ever play Gazillionaire?
I have not.
It's such a basic game, but I just loved it as a kid. So it's basically just trading. So like you fly from one planet to the other, you buy stock, and then you fly to a different planet to sell it. And the idea is buy low, sell high, obviously. But like each planet has its own like special feature. So there's one that lets you get a faster engine. There's one that lets you gamble. There's one that lets you give your crew time off, so that they don't have to be paid. Like you basically pay them in R&R instead of cash. All sorts of things like that. It's a fun game, but it's like at its core, it's just go to the planet, find the cheapest thing with the biggest potential to be marked up, buy it, fly to the planet where it's most expensive, and sell it, and then just keep doing that.
Huh.
But no, for as basic as it was, I played it a hell of a lot when I was young.
I remember there was a game a friend of mine and I played, and I don't quite remember what it was called, but it was where you pretty much ran an airline.
Okay.
And yeah, you pretty much just try to keep it alive.
So, so I'm just looking. Hero 7 looks like it came out 2016. So they might be due for an 8th one soon.
And of course, Amnesia.
Hey, that's what I was going to do. Let's see if I can find which one you actually own in the Blaze Blue series. Don't think. Well, I don't think I own it, so maybe I go to your thing instead. Find you. Here we are. View profile. Oh. No, there you go. Okay, so it doesn't look like you have it on Steam because
Yeah, it's a definitely a. I think it was. I'd be hard pressed to say it was the PlayStation 3, but I'm not quite sure.
okay. I'm just looking through your games. It's sort of 7 Days to Die, American Truck Simulator, Among Us, Cat Quest, Crusader Kings.
And Cat Quest 2, don't forget that one.
Oh yeah, I'm sort of Cat
Yeah.
Quest 2, Crusader Kings 2, and then a couple of DLCs. Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. I don't think I've played that one. Dragon Age, classic. Face Rig is your creepy cat thing.
Yes.
Fairy Fencer F. I'm not sure what that one is.
My friend talked me into that one. It's a very meta anime game. where this guy he's a thief. Well, actually, he's super lazy, and he stumbles upon this sword, which apparently has a fairy attached to it. And she's like, "All right, let's go on a quest to get this stuff done." He's like, "No,
Fair enough.
I don't wanna." But she just is relentless and has him.
So you've also got Final Fantasy V. That's one of the better 2D Final Fantasies. Gems of War, which is
It is. It's a Facebook game. It's
yes, basically.
It's what is it? The Candy Crush with a D&D feel to it.
Yeah. Medieval, Total War, Might and Magic X, Mother Russia Bleeds. Oh God, I remember when you were playing that.
We haven't played that in a while.
I remember watching you play it. It was like the side-scrolling beat 'em up, kind of like Final Fight or Double Dragon. Phasmophobia, Portal 2, Probe. Probe is one I'm not sure about.
I think it might be.
Is that the game that
Calamity
Christina's-
Trigger?
Oh, Calamity Trigger is the first Blaze Blue.
It might be that one. I'd have to check my. Of course, I don't have my phone on me either, so.
Okay, but so I was looking at Probe. I think that's the game that Christina's fiance, husband, whatever, made. The
Probe?
one where you
Probe?
yeah.
Yeah.
8-bit, yeah, that's it. 8-bit games, that's right. Perfect Date, which is obviously the best visual novel that's ever been written.
Yes. I
Raifu-
gotta finish that sometime.
Well, I'm happy to watch when you do. Raifu Wars, I didn't like. I mean, Gabby was kind enough to give it to me for free, but
I
it wasn't a very.
I think once if we were ever to actually get everyone together to play it, I think it'll. I think it's probably gonna be one of them party games. We have to get people together to actually play.
Yeah, because I will admit I was playing against the computer, and the computer was terrible. Like, on my second game, I beat it with, like, I got to 4 stars before the computer had even gotten to 2. And I was like, okay, this is pointless.
Okay,
And,
I'm not gonna say this is a fake one, but it's a level 12. I got a friend request on my PlayStation, so I'm kind of like, who is doing that?
Let's see. Shogun Total War, Soundpad, obviously. All the Jackbox Party Packs and Medieval 2. Okay, so there's a lot of games there that I haven't played, and that's impressive. That's like you've got 26 games, and there's actually quite a few that I don't know. Okay.
But I find it really funny that my PlayStation avatar is Garland from Final Fantasy 1,
Oh, okay.
which is not a PlayStation game.
No, it's not. Did it have a PlayStation release? Like, did they port it over, or?
No, it. I got the PlayStation app, and then they're like, you can use whatever profile picture you want.
Oh, there you go.
So
Okay.
I just took Garland and screenshotted it and put it on there. I go, okay, well this is what.
I was looking at Johnny Hellcat's Steam library. That's what I was looking through, Mr. Scott. I'm happy to go through mine if you've got a few days.
Yeah, we don't have enough time for that. Okay.
Come on.
I found my game library. Barry. My
Library. Yeah, Calamity Trigger was the first Blaze Blue, so
Oh,
it's possible that they didn't have the story and tutorial stuff that they added in Continuum Shift. So where am I going? 2034 games. Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna have to look on there because it might be on my PlayStation 3. So, yeah, I think it is Calamity Trigger or the continue whatever.
So there was Calamity Trigger, then Continuum Shift, then Chrono Phantasma, then Central Fiction. So they have terrible names, all of them.
Yes.
That's, I'm playing through Continuum Shift at the moment. I'm trying to get a few of the achievements that I didn't bother with last time. So, like I said, it's got too many systems for me to actually integrate all of them. So I usually play. I play it as if it was Street Fighter, like Street Fighter 2, not even Street Fighter 5. Yeah. I do special moves and I block, and I use normal attacks, and just that's about it. I'm trying to get used to using the joystick, like the fighting stick. I'm so much more used to the controller. But yeah, so some things are easier on the fight stick, and some things are way easier on the controller.
Yeah.
But I have it, so I'm going to use it. God damn it! I'm going to learn how to get better with it.
I'm just gonna say that I'm glad Prospero is Prospero.
What's she done now?
Well, just in the continuation of me trying to feign ignorance over the American political system.
Right.
Because I have about as much faith in our political system that I do in any other political system.
Yeah, no, it's pretty disastrous, but I sort of stay out of politics, except making fun of Joe Biden, and then like anyone can do that. That's easy.
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah. I don't have particularly deep knowledge of the Australian political system, much less the American one. So I'm happy to have all that going on in the background. But, I am not willing to pay anything for Hate Camel. He can break free on his own. I have faith in him.
Yeah, I'd say last time he was playing Realpolitik. And yeah, this time instead of Crusader Kings.
Yeah, it's It's the kind of game that I am not that interested in. Like, it's fun making the ridiculous decisions that get him into trouble, but I wouldn't want to actually play it for myself.
How much of a ransom am I willing to pay for? How much of a ransom you willing to pay for our hate camel?
None. Like he can rescue himself.
I'm thoughts and prayers, Mr. Scott. Thoughts and prayers.
Hey, Sir Adamantine.
Hey, Addy.
But all right, let's go through my games. We've got a few years.
We've got some time.
It's weird. Like 2,000 games sounds like a lot. It's most of them I got as part of a bundle. That like there was one game I actually wanted, a 9-chip game, but it was cheaper to buy the bundle than the game on its own, so I just did. So if you look at how many games I've got that are actually stuff I want to play, it's not 2,000.
You know, and I was reading through posts, and I think it was Simesa Thebes talked about wanting to program his own game.
Oh, cool.
And he's like, but learning how to do it is one thing.
Yes.
Wanting to do it is a completely different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, I could see that. And Humble Bundle actually has had quite a few, learn how to program type bundles.
It does do that a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I don't know if you have what's on there, or if you're just saying you have what's on there. Like,
I
bought a couple animation things. I've played with it twice. I just haven't had the time to fiddle around with it like I've been wanting to.
Well, I am happy to let other people do the making of the game. I'll just do the playing of the games. That seems like a good system to me.
Well, and yeah, that kind of brought up... That's what made me think of, wanting to program a game and all that stuff. And I also remember there was a Twitter post or a Facebook post. What Nintendo game would you like to see get a 3D upgrade?
Oh, right.
And mine was the first Legend of Zelda.
Oh, okay. My answer is always no.
And not to give it the Unreal Engine and stuff like that. I don't know if you've seen that video, but that was awesome.
No. I haven't seen that.
There's a Legend of Zelda, I think, Ocarina of Time, that is it's redone in Unreal Engine, and you can see the grass waving and shit like that. It's phenomenal.
That'd be cool.
Holy shit. Alright, so I'm gonna have to...
My answer to what game should be remade is always nothing. Because remakes are always terrible.
Alright, let's see.
You own the Final Fantasy VII remake, don't you?
Hmm?
The Final Fantasy VII remake on PlayStation?
Yeah. I don't mind it. I'm just more curious of what they're doing with it. And if they're going to do... Because there was I was watching... it's kind of like the... was it the Xbox? The outside Xbox people?
Oh!
Except for...
I'm surprised I've heard of them.
Except for Hey, Richo. Except for it's they have a PlayStation group that's kind of the same way. It's some British group,
Okay.
and they're moderately funny.
Well, that's what I like about Outside Xbox and Outside Extra is they're so not funny that they kind of wrap around and become funny again. Like they're so lame that it's kind of endearing. Like
it makes it seem like they're with Outside Xbox. They're like, hey, we can do this, and we're stupid.
Yeah.
And is it PlayStation Access? They're kind of like they'll stick the joke and then they'll go back and he's just like, yeah, I said it. Like he owns the joke. Like
I haven't seen PlayStation Access, but Outside Xbox and Outside Extra, I recently unsubbed because I stopped caring. Like their lists kind of just got too samey for me. But but no, I like their content. It's just sort of it's so lame that it's sort of charming.
Is there float?
It's there's
boop. Oh, cast float. Sweet.
cast float.
Cherub down. Cherub down.
It's the other game I've been playing is Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night, and that game is awesome. The game is hard, but that game is awesome. It's basically Castlevania, but like the modern version.
Well, I'm gonna have to give you. That guy's going back to his regular gear.
Yeah, I'm at the point in Bloodstained where it's like, ugh, this is gonna be so hard, and then I sort of, I keep dying and it's getting annoying. So I don't know if I'll actually finish it, but I got the fake ending, and then I had to look up whether that was actually the end of the game or not because I was like, this can't be the end. This is stupid. Fortunately, that was the fake ending.
Kind of like with whatchamacallit? Literature Club.
Oh yeah, not quite like that. So you go into the room and like the guy that you're trying to kill is there and he attacks you and you kill him, and then it kind of just says, but the castle's still here and still full of demons, and then the other person says, the church can take care of that, like, I guess. And then it ends. Like, that is a shit ending. But also, I'd only uncovered about half the map. Like, if this is the ending, this is a terribly designed game.
And that's what game?
Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night.
Ah.
Fortunately, that was the fake ending, so... I kept playing, and now I'm in the fire level, and it's bloody difficult. That's no, I do recommend it if you've if you get a chance to play it. It's really really good. It's basically Symphony of the Night, like the Castlevania game, but modernized. Last boss I thought was my clone. It was kind of cool.
I am really hoping that I'm supposed to be here. There's nothing worse than showing up when you're not supposed to be somewhere.
What's the countdown above your characters' heads? Is that like the doom counter? Are they gonna die or?
Yeah, because I have cursed shields equipped on those two guys.
Ah, right.
And if I go like 255 fights with the cursed shield on, it releases the curse, and I get the paladin shield, which is the strongest shield in the game.
Ah, okay.
And it raises your evasion, and it raises. Oh, that guy's fucked. It raises all your stats, and also absorbs spells. Either absorbs or deflects spells, I guess I should say.
That sounds pretty cool. It sounds like it is in fact worth the effort to go through those fights.
There's technically only one. So yeah, I love being a cheater. I have no problem with cheating as long as it's in a single player game. Yeah.
If you're cheating in a multiplayer game, that's only cool if it's agreed upon that everyone can cheat.
I do appreciate. Let's see the when we got the Wii. Me and my stepson were playing Mario Kart online, and there was a group of people who hacked their Wii so that they could do all this special shit with their. Like, they can pretty much pick whatever weapon they wanted at the time, and then would just use it. Like, just... You could drop, like, 50 bombs behind you. Like, and just make it near impossible to play. But it wasn't just for one person. Like, you could use, like, blue turtle shells for pretty much anyone.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, it made it a pain in the butt. But it was also pretty fun to do because you could still win the game.
Yeah. No, my thing is, if you're going to cheat in multiplayer, it has to be a cheat that everyone has agreed to use and that affects all players. So, like, if you want to play Street Fighter where everyone can do special moves in the air, it's like, as long as it affects both players, have fun. And otherwise, you're just cheating.
Yeah.
I remember there was the old action replay for the Super Nintendo that let you put in cheats.
Yeah.
There was some funny cheats for Street Fighter. Like, every move sends out a fireball, like even like a light punch. You fill the screen with all sorts of fireballs going all over the place. completely wrecks the game, but funny.
Alright. That's higher defense, but lower everything else. Oh, Illumina. Thank you.
That seems like a slight improvement.
Yeah, it's only the strongest weapon in the game.
I hate fighting, so I'd better let you pass. And then she attacks.
Let's see.
Can you throw Trump at the enemy? Did I just see that?
Yeah.
Trump. What kind of name is Dataluma?
I don't even know where they come up with these names.
Me neither. I guess Japan would be the obvious answer.
Actually, which one of you has the, Oh, that guy. Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Too late. for
Uh-huh.
you.
I like the suplex the train. That's the best bit of this game.
Yeah. That's the I think that's the takeaway from this game.
And just picks up a train, jumps into the air with it.
And slams it down.
I've got to get used to the daylight savings. Everything's an hour later for me
Yeah.
because everything like Lords of the Night starts at 1 in the afternoon instead of it used to be 11, and then there's like a month where it's 12 and now it's 1.
See, the one thing I don't like, they do parts like this, where since you picked separate characters, it's they don't. It's not like, hey, Locke is talking to Rama. It's just someone is saying something to Rama. And of course, with the way that they had this, it's, you know, the 2D. It just looks like they drag her by her hair
Yeah.
to throw her back in bed.
And my favorite version of Doom is the first one because it's the only one I've played. But and no, I haven't played Doom Eternal. My favorite thing in Doom, and this is in one of the games that I haven't played, and I don't know which one. The final boss is actually John Romero's head.
That's the end of Doom 2.
Tomb 2. Okay. That is the best thing ever. Where it looks like you're fighting like this giant demon, but what you're actually doing is firing a rocket down a tunnel and blowing up John Romero's head at the back. And that is awesome. So no, I haven't played either of the new ones, the remade ones.
Yeah, Doom was the first one I heard you could do like over the internet play with,
Okay.
and all my friends were like, "Oh yeah, you ever played like it was Doom Editor, where you can edit your own levels and such?"
No, I never did that.
And well, all my friends were like doing that, and they're like, "Yeah, and you can play online against each other and shit like that." So I was like, "That's cool." Hey, you should get a computer. You should pay for it. Like,
That's the thing, isn't it? Everything costs money.
yeah, and throw her on the bed.
Hey, Pete. Waiter.
Hey, Pete.
No, I am very exceptionally not good at first-person shooters.
I'm not gonna be playing for much longer, but yeah, that's there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just bad at them. Like there was what's it called? Oh, it's gone. BioShock, the one with the chambers where you come back to life every time you die. I could play that. I was good at that because I could just brute force my way through. If I died, I just came back to life. So I was good at that. I was good at that game because you can't be bad at that game. But that's it. That's the extent of my. Oh, and if you want to count it, Fallout 3, because you could freeze time and use VATS to aim. Like,
Yeah, I gotcha.
but that was more RPG than first-person shooter. I actually Fallout 4. That was a terrible game. I don't know what the hell they were doing. It was, they turned it into a shooting game. It's not meant to be a shooting game. It's meant to be an RPG.
Yeah, I played 2, and I didn't make it very far.
Well, Fallout 1 and 2 were very hard, but they were better games than the Bethesda ones. Like they gave you so many different solutions to every quest. Like instead of your options being shoot or talk, it was okay. You can sneak around the back and avoid the entire encounter. You can charm your way in. You can shoot your way in. You know, there's an item that you can use to bribe the guard. There's like all these different solutions to every quest. Whereas in Fallout 3, it was basically you can either pass a skill check or you can shoot your way through. That's it. And then Fallout 4, they ruined it even more because like when you level up, all the perks that you can take, all they do is raise your stats by 10%. Like at least in Fallout 3, they were still interesting. Like you had the ability to become a cannibal. You had the mysterious stranger who finished fights for you. You had like all these cool little things. And then in Fallout 4, it was just carry 10% more stuff, do 10% more damage.
Yeah.
Maybe like to run 10% faster. I was like, this is boring. Like, I don't know. They completely fucked up Fallout. That was weird. My browser just crashed.
Nice.
It was like only for about 15 seconds, but yeah, it did the thing where the circle spins. And it's trying to load a page.
Yeah, that's happened.
Oh, it's working again. But I was pretty happy. Have you watched Irate Prostate's interviews?
Yeah.
The music at the very start, it's like this weird mashup of all these different rock songs. I figured I'd look for it, and I happened to get it exactly right when I did my Google search. Because I did Rock of Ages mashup, thinking that's one of the songs in the mashup. It's going to be just a case of picking through all the results, and then it turns out it is actually called Rock of Ages mashup by DJ Schmolly. Wow, I picked the perfect song out of like there's 23 songs in the mashup. I picked the exact right one to use in my Google search.
Yeah, I don't remember what he did for ours.
The the interviews are cool. He had the next 6 minutes on this morning, and that was actually how I knew that you guys did daylight savings. Is like the interview started at 9 in the morning. It's like this is actually a good time. I can actually watch this because it used to be 7, and it's like when he interviewed me, I was being interviewed at 7 in the morning. It's like ugh. 9 is a much better time. They should just keep it like this. don't change it back in 6 months. Just keep it this way.
Okay, so
It says chainsaw, but it doesn't say what chainsaw.
for what?
The move, it says chainsaw, but it doesn't say what the chainsaw.
Oh. Let's see.
What the hell? I'm looking at the games I own, and there's a game with a Japanese title. I've got no idea what it is, or why I own it.
Oh, we got sprint shoes on, so I don't need you. And happy birthday to your dad there, right, Joe?
Well, oh yeah, Rich was saying Melbourne Cup tomorrow. I forgot all about that. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
Give me a second to repeat. Hey there, Pete.
Hey, Poita,
There's
how's
what's
it
up?
going?
I'm good, buddy. How are you, man?
Yeah, pretty good.
Haven't chatted. Well,
How long has it been? It's
About an hour.
okay.
Actually, wait. How long is this? How long have we been streaming? Let's Oh,
well, it's
almost 2.
it says 105 minutes, but my thing is never accurate. Like it doesn't update properly, so I don't trust it.
I'm gonna be shutting down in about 10 minutes anyway. It's been about 2 hours,
Okay, cool.
and I gotta get
So,
ready, and I gotta get ready for work. So
No worries. How's things with the lockdown, Pete? Because Melbourne's just pretty fucked up from what I've seen.
Yeah, we just went back. I think we're in stage 3 or something now. So they've started opening up like bigger stores, like Bunnings and that kind of shit. Yeah, they've allowed us. Allowed is in quotation mark.
Yeah.
yeah,
One guest at your home now.
Oh, very gracious of Mr. Andrews.
Yeah, I know. What a fucking gentleman. Yeah, it's been fucking. No, but Richo always gives me shit about living in commie. So do you, Terry, for that matter. Yeah. Living in commie-toria or big.
Well,
I don't know what else is it. It's a pretty commie state.
admittingly, isn't that the state that arrested that pregnant chick?
yes, it is.
So yeah, you can
That kind of
see,
shit.
you can see why.
Yeah, shit, yeah. If you don't live in Victoria or Melbourne and you see the shit that happens on the news, then yeah, it's easy to think that shit. We're like the California of Australia, basically. But our people, not all of them. Obviously, there's some, but it's mainly the politicians and cops.
Yeah.
Duck cock. It's the most of the people are pretty normal. Most of the ones I know, anyway. There's always exceptions to every rule. But
Of course. But my mum is like not happy with any of the restrictions. There's like barely any cases anymore, and like they're still maintaining the lockdown. And it's just
yeah. I actually saw an article this morning saying that there hasn't been a positive case in 3 days.
yeah, exactly.
So
Well, my ex got a call that my youngest had been exposed. So he got tested on Thursday, and they're expecting the results back tomorrow.
Okay, well hopefully he's all good. He's not sick.
Yeah,
how old is youngest?
he's 11. Yeah.
Did you hear about the guy who got fined for being homeless in Victoria? That blows my mind. I can never get over that.
No, that I haven't heard about.
So he was living in his car because that's like he didn't have a home. He just had his car that he was living in, and he got fined. And they're like, "You're not allowed to be outside during the
The curfew.
lockdowns." And
Yeah,
he's like,
the curfew.
"I'm homeless. This is the only home I've got." And he's like, "Look in the boot. You can see all my clothes. It's like this is where I live." And he's like, "Show me your license." He shows him the license. He goes, "There's an address on there. Go there and sleep. Otherwise, we're going to fine you $10,000 or $5,000 or whatever it is." He's like, "Well, I don't live there. Like that's my parents' place, and they haven't lived there in years." And he's like, "Well, the address on your license. Go there, or we'll have to fine you."
How weird would that be? Just like knock on someone's door. Yeah. I'm homeless. But can I sleep in your driveway? Or else I'm getting fined. Like,
Yeah, like you knock on the door and say, "Look, you don't know me, but my parents used to live here a few years ago. The police say I have to sleep here." Here I am.
Yeah, fucking hell. I haven't heard of that, man. That's retarded. There was actually a 5-kilometer like radius as well. If you got caught shopping at a shopping center or at a store or something, the further than 5 kilometers from your house, you could get.
Insane.
I think they've opened that up to 25 k's now.
Oh, very nice of him. Very, very kind.
Yeah, it's still fucking stupid, but yeah,
If-
Daniel Andrews, man. I've said this before. The only good thing he's ever done, as far as I know, a few years ago he legalized cage fighting,
Oh, okay.
which is kind of weird when you think about all the other shit he's done.
Yeah.
But he's done one cool thing. I'll give him credit for that. But other than that, he's a fuck up.
But have you heard of a guy named Avi Yemeni?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
guy that got
same.
fucked over by Comedy Central.
Yeah.
And fucking Jim Jeffries.
If you follow his YouTube channel, he's doing a lot of coverage on the lockdowns in Victoria. That's where I heard about the guy who was arrested for being homeless.
Alright.
So he used to be friends with Sydney Watson. Oh, probably still is. But
Yeah.
when Sydney Watson was still down here in Australia, she and Navi were friends. So that's
Yeah.
how I heard about him.
She did a whole bunch of videos actually. Her and Avi went to the States.
Yeah,
She was still living here, but they went there for business, I suppose, to do videos and shit.
yeah. And you got-
She ended up getting detained and questioned and all this fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because of her own content or if it was because of just being with Avi and his content. I'm not sure exactly why they did it, but because
no,
she's
no,
considered
she's not
yeah.
American. She didn't come back to Australia yet.
No, she lives in Washington now, I think, doesn't she? Or
She does, yeah.
yeah, I like Sydney. Cool.
Yeah, no, I like Sydney Watson. She's pretty good.
The longer she's been in the States, the less of her Australian accent comes out. Have you noticed that? When she first moved there,
Yeah.
when she lived here, she was kind of half.
You can
Half
still,
American.
you can still
Kind of.
kind of hear it, but like it's definitely faded.
Yeah, for sure. Surrounded by
She
American.
can complain about it in every video. It's like, I know my voice is weird. Can't help it.
I like it, but she had the good and the best bits of each accent, I think.
Yeah, no, I never had a problem with the voice. It was distinctive. I mean, and that sort of sounds like a backhanded compliment, but it's not. It's like, it's a good thing. It sort of, it made her stand out. Like, it's one of those voices that you would recognize anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's kind of hot too, which gives her a few extra bonus points.
Yes.
That is true. I actually sent her an email.
Okay.
Don't.
Bringing her along for a torture stream.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh man, I hope she responds. That'd be sick.
Yes, that would be awesome. I do enjoy the torture streams. They are, and I know, given the name, I'm probably not supposed to, but I like the terrible comedy.
Let's see. I think I am gonna put this on pause for now,
No worries.
and then, the one we did with Polly was pretty much like we really couldn't grab anyone for that one. It was pretty much just there.
No, I get it. Like, Polly's hard to get a hold of, so when you actually get a chance to have him on a stream, he's like, yes, now is fine. We'll do it now.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh great, there's no one else we can get a hold of, and the ones that I could get a hold of, either a message too late, or is just I couldn't get to him.
Because I was watching what was it Night of the Living Dead, the riff tracks with Frosted and crew. And it's like,
Did you actually Undoomed frosted stream the other day, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Streaming with Undoomed. He's a pretty good guy. He's like pretty patient with Moonshock because like Moonshock was gushing. Like he was so starstruck, and Undoomed was like very patient with him. He's like answering his questions and sort of being quite nice to him. And then he's like, "Can you say hi to my wife?" Like, do it in your sexy voice.
I can just imagine.
And he's like, okay. He goes, hello, sunburst.
Sunburn. Yeah, he's got a pretty cool voice.
Yeah. But I thought it was funny. He's like, Moonshock was so starstruck. It was kind of funny.
Well, that's like I didn't actually get a chance to talk to him, but Irate was going to have back when I was doing the cream stream with Irate, he was going to have Suit Yourself on.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, I spent the entire time I was burning sage. I'm just like, God damn it, computer, don't blue screen on me. I swear to God. But it turned out like he came down with something and wasn't able to make it.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But I was just sort of like, oh my God. Like,
I'm lucky I don't get super starstruck. Like it like the first time I ever streamed, I streamed with Monkey, and like it was a total surprise because Chaos Eve invited me on to Minion to laugh at my voice, and then like after we've been streaming for a little bit, Monkey jumps on. It's like, oh wow.
I've streamed with Monkey twice, and we've maybe said like 2 words to each other.
I like giving Monkey shit. He's fun to make fun of.
I was that's probably one of the times I was actually nervous. One of the first 1 or 2 times I streamed with Monkey was. It took me a while to get used to streaming in the first place because once I started getting into it, I'd never spoken to people online before. I only had like real friends, so it was kind of weird. I never spoke to anyone like online or so. I don't know. It was kind of weird to get into it. But yeah, speaking of Monkey, that was the first time I was ever actually nervous.
Well, I was kind of like the whole reason I went on is because I needed to get better at not being like nervous around people because I'm pretty shut in. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't really interact with a lot of people. Well, I did. I spent like before I started streaming, I didn't. And so when Eve invited me on, it's like I really should. Like this would open doors for me to get actually used to talking to people and like less sort of withdrawn. And so like, yeah, I'm going to be nervous, but I'm going to do it. And then I think this was already nervous. Monkey being on didn't change that. It's like it was just kind of I was already. I hope I do this well.
It's hard to get used to the like shit. When you're speaking to someone in real life, you can look at their face,
Yes.
body language, and you can tell when a pause is about to happen. When you can jump in and say something. But when you're speaking online, it's kind of different. So it takes it took me a bit of getting used to like figure out. And especially with talking to Monkey a bunch of times, he's always said that there's about a 1 to 2 second delay. So you have to kind of fucking try and time it almost. Otherwise, you're gonna be speaking over people and cutting people off and shit. And
Well, that was why I never actually like. There were Minion streams, but I said nothing other than hi and bye, and that's because there were like 6 people on the stream, and I was patiently waiting for a gap in the conversation to actually say something. And with Skeptok, Prospero, and people like that on the stream, that gap doesn't happen. It just. So I just said hi, and then they would talk for 2 hours, and then we do final words, and then that was it. That's probably why they stopped inviting me on. I never got to say it.
Yeah, my first time I was with, actually both times I was with P-Dog Night. And yeah, I just happened to be on, and then here comes Monkey, and we were like, hey Monkey, hey Johnny. And then that was it. Like, that's all we said to each other.
I don't think I've ever streamed with P Dog.
No, I haven't either. I like P-Dog, he's cool. He's good at streaming too. He's got a good face, good like voice for it.
Yeah,
He keeps the stream going. He's good at that shit, I think.
I've never actually seen his stream because, like I've said many times, there's so many people streaming these days that it's just impossible to get to all of them.
Yeah.
So I've never actually seen him stream, but from what I've seen when he's been on Lords of the Night, he's pretty good. He's like a nice guy. He's got a good sort of stream presence. It seems like a decent guy.
He's intelligent too. He
Yeah.
doesn't talk shit. He seems to know what he's talking about. So yeah, I like him. He's cool. His streams are usually on at like midnight for us, or 1 in the morning or something. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not going to watch the replay because like there's so many other things, other people streaming and videos. Richo is saying 2 a.m. they start for us thanks to daylight savings. I'm still not going to watch them. That's still impossible for me to watch.
oh, you've actually streamed with him, Richo, have you? Actually, I saw on the notifications he did a call-in stream just like last night or the other day, I think.
Yeah, it
Should
was
do that.
about
Sweet,
8 o'clock in the morning.
Is that for US time?
Yeah, well, my time.
Yeah. Where are you? Are you in Central? North?
He's
Wait,
in Melbourne.
I'm in Mountain.
Mountain. Yeah, I was just about to ask, what's the deal with Mountain time? Like,
No
Is
one ever uses it. Like,
what part of the country is it? I don't get, you've got Western, Eastern, Central, and
yeah, Pacific, Mountain, Central, and Eastern. And let's see.
And I've told Sora that she needs to move further east so she can be in Mountain Time, because that is the perfect time zone for a porn star to be in.
So see, Mountain is pretty much all of Montana down to Arizona and Nevada. Or Arizona and New Mexico.
so that's a fair chunk.
Evil Jonathan, Daniel Andrews is a cunt. That is my thoughts on him.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. He's a soft cock cunt.
There you go.
I don't know who he is, but I will second that with Terry.
He's the Premier of Victoria. He's the one responsible for all the ridiculous lockdowns.
Oh, then he is a cunt.
Yes.
I didn't vote for him last election either, by the way. I was throwing that in there. I voted Liberal. Which doesn't mean what you guys think.
Yeah. Liberal is our right-wing party, or sort of quote-unquote right-wing, but still pretty left.
So it's upside down liberal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the Labour Party is like the Democrats, and the Liberal Party is like the Republicans.
Yeah. I've always voted Liberal. I've never voted in any election since I turned 18.
Yeah.
The only Labor person I would have voted for was Bob Hawke. And that's because...
I like Hawkey. He's old school Australian. Like, he actually held the world record for drinking beer. Like,
That's why I'd vote for him.
Like, there's a particular glass that is like a yard tall, and he had the world record for drinking a yard of beer. He's since been beaten, but while he was Prime Minister of Australia, he had the world record for drinking beer.
Do we have any Canadians in here?
Don't know. I think so.
I don't think we do.
I haven't seen any since we've been streaming.
3 feet of beer for the Yanks. It's a 3-foot cup.
Yes,
That's
3.
That's one big.
Couple.
My thoughts on Daniel, to answer your question, Evil Jonathan, Dan Andrews, my actual thoughts, besides him just being a cunt, is I'm not sure why Dictator Dan is actually trending. I assume it's just because he's a.
Piece of
He
shit.
doesn't. He's a, basically, yeah. He doesn't seem to listen, and he's got this lock. He had this lockdown, or had us locked down so hard. I don't even know if it did anything. There's other countries and other states that are doing the masks and social distancing, and their stats were pretty much similar to what relative to the population. Yeah, so Melbourne is a pretty big city. I think there's like 7 million people in Victoria, roughly a bit under 7 million. So of course there's going to be a lot of cases in a fairly dense city like that. But he just took it way too fucking far.
I don't know how this is a thing. Looking up the time zones from around, well, the northern part of the world. But you have here, this is the prime meridian and whatnot. You come down, and then you just take all this space over here, and come down, and then take all this place over here. It cuts into this time zone over here. Like, how does that make sense?
Fucked if I know.
And then if you look in South America, if I don't think I can find it over there. But South America, they have it like Brazil is like half of Brazil is one time zone, the other half is another. But as soon as you get to the bottom of Brazil, the part that's on the right cuts into Argentina. Which is below the second half of the other half of Brazil. I don't get it.
I know exactly one thing about Brazil, and that is that they are all green and have red hair like Blanca.
Pretty much.
And there's a big ass Jesus statue.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah, I think we're about 8 hours apart. 8 or 9 hours. And there's a 30-minute time difference between us. Terry, what's the time there? Is it 3:07?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be 2:37 for you, Richo, right?
Yes. Yeah. So we're always half an hour ahead of him.
It's not even that far away. I don't get time zones. That fuck.
And yeah, Richo's confirming 2:37 for him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right.
Well, I suppose better let Johnny get to work.
Yeah, I gotta get ready.
All right. Well, I'll catch you later, guys.
All right.
See you, chat.
Yeah, thanks for joining, guys. And yeah, everyone in chat, thanks for participating. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Later.